Yeah, hi guys, good afternoon. Let's start the session for today. So till yesterday we have seen that how to handle the exception handling, right? Suppose if you are facing any issues in your coding, how to handle that. So we have different keywords using try, except, and finally, right? So that is up to how to handle the exceptions like errors when you're facing anything in your program. Now we have one more last topic in our complete Python, that is decorators, guys. This is the most advanced topic. So this one we use in the Django, guys. So to create any API request, this decorator is the most important topic for that. Now let's see how to do that. Before that, let me connect. Sorry. Yep. So decorator is just like a normal function, guys. So before that, I'll just create one just normal function for now. So I'm just going to create one file, this one, class, oops, decorators.py. Yeah, first of all, I'll just creating one function, guys. So this is just how normally we call the function. Now, suppose here, if I just pass this one to some variable, now I can use this variable to call the function, right? This value. So now here what I'm doing, just I simply created one function. Now I'm just taking one variable equals to, I'm just passing one way name of the function only. This is not function calling. I'm just simply passing function name as a variable to another variable. Now I can use this variable to call the function, this one. Let's go to this folder, desktop, scripts. So it is just printing because we are just using this variable and just calling the function. Now, suppose if is it possible to pass a function name to a variable? That means I need to pass this function name as a variable, guys. Here I'm just passing as a variable, but I need to take one more function and I need to pass the function. That one, how I can do that? Let's see. So here itself, I've just created one function. I'm just going to create one more function, that is def my function. Here I'm just going to take one variable. Instead of print, I just simply call variable of. So, but this function is not available. But let's see. For now, I'll just comment this. Just created two functions. So in first function, I just only one print. And next function, we have one more variable, that is variable of. But whenever if you just call this function, my function, it will come here in the next line here. So it will just give some error. First of all, let me give my function of. Okay, let me remove the variable first of all. Otherwise, it will throw error. Now just simply create one function, and in the side of function, I'm just calling the some more function, but it is not available. It will just throw error. It is throwing error because where is not defined in this function. Now, if I just give some variable here, and now here inside of variable, is it possible to pass this function name as a variable here? Just I'm just variable of this one. See. Here it is a just function, but here inside this function, I'm just passing function name as variable. That is a parameter. So I'm just taking function name as parameter. Now, once var value is function of, now internally it will be var equals to function one. The same way, see here, result equal to, internally it will be. Now, whenever you see this function, so now here it will be internally function one of. Now it will call this function here. So it is first we are calling this function, and internally we are going to call this function, function one of. It is printing hello. Why? Because we are just calling this function, my function of, and here we're simply passing one variable. And inside of that, we're just passing simply one var of. We are not sure whether it is available or like existing or not. But while calling this function, we are passing another function as a parameter or argument or value that is here. Let me take value equal to like this. It is a keyword argument now. So you see, it is similar to this. So now I can use this var fun of here. So instead of this one, let's just remove it simply like this. Now it is anyways, it is working fine. So this is how you can call one function inside of the another function. Now, instead of doing this one, we have one advanced topic that is decorator. That one we call it as higher function or it's like pure function. The name it is called pure function. Now let's see about the definition. Now, now it is just like normal function, guys. So here we created function and calling that function inside of this function only. But this decorator works a little bit uh, like one more symbol we need to follow for that. Let me explain that. See here, decorator is a function and decorator can accept another function as a parameter and returns the function. See here, what we are doing just here. So we're just calling one function and we're just giving parameter as another function name and we're just calling that. But instead of calling, if we returns the function, that means if we just simply return. Now this is entirely called decorator, but this is not actual decorator for advanced topic. For now, just see now, whenever I run this function, I can take one more value. So result equal to. Why? Because here we have written, right? So I'm just taking one more variable. Anyways, it will print none. Why? Because after return, we're just simply calling the function. So suppose if we have any return statement here, then only it will come here and it will store in this result. But in this first function, we have directly print. So when you return, so by any function, by default return value is none. So we are just calling return of var. Suppose instead of print, if I have written something like this, return first function. Now, whenever I just call this one, now this entire thing will be stored in this one here, return of that value. Now again, when you use return, it will be stored into this variable. Don't get confused, just try to understand easily. See. So in this first function, I have given only one return function. And here in the second function, I have passing one variable and return of that variable of. Now I'm just calling my function and passing parameter as function name. And I'm taking one more variable. Why? Because we have written keyword. I'm just storing that into result. Now this one, see, is how it is working. So now result, this value once comes to here, then again it goes to in this variable. See the flow, guys. Whenever I call this function, the entire value will be stored into this return. Again, it will be stored into this variable. Suppose just normal decorator. See the purpose now. Decorators are useful to perform some additional processing required by a function. I'll explain you that. So steps to create a decorator. Now this one is just like normal function. Now I'm going to create the actual decorator. So I'll just comment this complete one. Yeah, see steps to create. So decorator function takes parameter as another function. Now let's see. So def my decorator function. So here, let me pass like variable. Now inside of this function, syntax this word def decorator. This decorator means we can give any name, and here we need to pass some variable and colon. So it's still here. Body of the decorator will let's see. That is in first step. Now comes to second step. We should define inner function inside the decorator function. Now this is just normal function, right? Inside of this, if you write any function, now this function will act like as a decorator. Now let's see, we'll just write everything here. Def inner function. So instead of this function, I'm going to write a return keyword, guys. Return and var of. One more thing, guys. See this one. This variable will act like a global variable to this function. Why? Because this one is declared here. Instead of this function only we declared, right? So now this one will act like a global variable to this function. Now I can use global variable function like global variable inside the inner function like this, return var of. So now this just simple one inner function. This def the same way here, the same way. But here I simply return var of. Now here I need to call return. What is the variable? This one. This one. Just take this return variable var of. Now I'm going to take one variable. First I'll read everything, then you will understand. Now this is fine. This is completely one decorator function. Now I'm going to create one more function, guys. Don't get confused. Let's see. See here till okay, here what they're doing, they're just simply returning two values. Okay, let me take something else. Okay, def my number. So this one will take var one value and it will return var one into 5 value. Just assume. So whatever the value, if I just pass here, it will multiply with this one and it will just return that. And where it will return and here it will return. Now let's see. Don't get confused. If you have confusion, just let me know again. I'll explain that. Now here, just come and value. I'm just taking one more value equals to var of. Okay, instead of that, okay, I'll just take this one only. Okay. Sorry guys, little confusion. One sec. Let me explain this one. Okay. Now see what I'm doing. So here, just simply created one function, and inside of this function, I created one more function. And here, I'm just taking one value, that is local value equals to var of. Instead of return var of, I'm just simply taking value equal to var of. Now, after that, return value, this one. I'm just simply calling this value of. Now, return inner of. What I'm doing is because once you have written everything, then it will be stored here. Now, again, if you return something, that will be stored in this variable. See the flow, how it is going. Now, I'm just simply calling this my decorator, guys. So here, I'll just pass my number. Okay, one second, guys. A little small confusion. Okay, this doesn't like take anything. Okay, let it be. I want to take only 10. Okay. Okay, let me explain this one once again. So here I'm just taking one function and return something. That's it. And here a variable equals to my decorator. Okay, spelling is mistake. My decorator of, and in here I need to pass some variable here because I've taken one variable equal to here instead of some value like hello or else like integer anything. I just simply passing the function name. So you're getting something else. Instead of read like some value, we're getting something else. That is function my decorator locals inner function at this object. So let's see what it is happening. Before that, let me explain. So we should define inner function inside the decorator function. Now, assume this is the decorator function name. It is like higher function name. So this function modifies or decorates the value of the function passed to the decorator function. Now see, this one, we are just simply taking like value or else like value into of 5 guys. Okay, let it be y2 only take same time value. After getting 10 into 5, you need to get 50 value. See here, return the inner function that has processed the value. So just returning the inner function. See, just simply returning the inner function. Next, after decorator created, then we call where all is required. Okay. Now simply we are returning one more function. Why? Because in this inner function, we have some return value. And instead of printing, where we calling that function, see here we're calling this main decorator function, right? So instead of printing, I just stored that into one more variable. That's why I am giving return here. Sir, why you giving return here instead of value means, if you call this one, see, whenever I just call this one, print result of, in this result, this inner function will be there. Internally, we can say result equal to inner function of like this. Now, when I just try to print result res of, now if I just print like this, see the previous output and now this output. So internally result value will be like this, inner number. So now when I call this inner of, this now res of function, this function it is calling and its value will be storing here. That is the one. Yeah, the same example, this one, see, result equal to result of. See, result, internally it will be like this. So in this variable, result value will be inner of. So now to call this inside function, we just print on this variable that is called like as function. Confusion. Okay. See, while calling decorator function, this one, we're calling just decorator function. We need to pass parameter as a function. See what we're doing. We just simply created one more function and we are calling like just we're passing this function name as parameter. And here see the same one, decor equal to print result of. If you just print result, it will just print the object. But I need value, right? So what I'm doing, I just calling again the same name, print result of. Now it is printing the value exact, that is 10 into 5, 50. You are getting the value. See this one, now you will get understand. So now this small complete example, right now what we discussed. See, M1, this is the decorator function and it is taking one variable and inside one more function equal to here, what we're doing. So every time do we need to create like this means, yeah, we have to create like this. If you want to work with decorators, this is the way. Just first create one function and inside just create one more function. This is how you can call the decorators only. And after that, we just simply return some value. Why? Because I need to do some multiplication. Suppose if you want to do addition means just create one more decorator. Instead of multiplication here, just create one more. Just instead of this plus, change the function names and just change that. That will be another decorator. So every operators, like any operations, we can create multiple functions. So not multiple functions, that multiple decorators. See here, we're just simply returning that value. And when I call this return off here, this complete value will be stored and it will print. See, when I just simply print result of, it is giving object. But when I call this result of, this function is calling and it is what it is returning. Don't get confused, guys. Okay. So now, see now the flow, how it goes. Okay, step by step we'll go. So till here, you know, right, how to create the function, everything. Now let's see how the flow it goes. So whenever I just call this function, now what it will do, it will go directly here. Okay. Now where value will be my num. Okay, let's see. Where value equal to my num. This is the function name. Now see, next come here in this inside function, but we are not calling this function directly because where we are not calling, we are simply var equal to my function, but then it will go and call this function. See, whenever, see this one directly here, then it will come here and this function is not callable because where we're not calling. So then it will come directly in return inner of. Now inner of, by default return value always some variable will be stored, right? So that variable will called this function. Confusion. So that, so now this function will be called. Now here again, value equal to var of. Now what is var value? That is my num of this one. So what it will do, a function calling here. So what we have written 10. This 10 value will be stored in this value. Now value 10 into 5 here. 10 into 5 will be there. And here my num function will be called internally. I'm just taking it. Well, I'm just giving like this. It's just like internally how it flows. Then return value will be stored here. Now after return this complete function, everything is done. Now after return means it will be stored some variable, right? So here directly it won't store anything because here we just passing as a variable, not like this, not like this. So just simply passing as a variable. Now this result equal to inner of function like this. Now if we just print result of, see. So when I just try to print only result, it is giving object. But I want to print the value, what it is storing, then I can use print result of. This is called decorators. Now this is how we can create decorator functions. Now if someone already created decorators and if we want to use that means we have to use this @ symbol, guys. If somebody already developed and if we want to use that, now let's see. It is a syntactic sugar, guys. We can call it. It is not like what is symbol called name? @ So in its programming wise, it is like syntactic sugar. So Python allows you to simplify the calling of decorators using the @ symbol. This is called PySyntax. So to apply decorator to any function, we can use this @ symbol and decorator name on top of the function name. That's it simply. Now let's see. Here's the program. Yeah. See this normal function, right? Okay, let me comment this one. Just take the same one again. You guys understood, right? Like this one, how to it is working the way decorators. Because earlier stages, it was so confusing to me when I'm just learning this one. So I just take this complete function. I'm not just calling, I just simply creating. Now see how we can use the @ symbol. Now this is just a completely decorator function. Now this is my function. So here, just use @ and what is the function name? That's it. Now result equal to my name, print result. Why? Because here I'm not just multiplying. I'm just simply passing that. Oh, okay. If you want me to 50, I'll just give 50. See, you are getting the same output, right? If suppose if I just give 5, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're getting same output, right? For the previous ones and this one. But how? Because of this one @ my decorator. So internally, this one will be act like this. Internally, I'm just telling. Internally, how it will be result equals to my decorator of my num. It will be like this. So instead of writing the complete like this, just simply pass @ of my decorator function name. And now instead of calling this my decorator, just now call your normal function, this one. And before that, return statement should be there, guys. Otherwise, it will throw errors. For decorators, return statement should be there always. Why? Because we're just calling the function, and if we are calling the function, it will be stored into another variable only. Then because we need to process this one, because this function somebody has already developed, just assume. And your interview somewhere else, someone asked you, can you please write in some small function and some decorator? You can just simply call this one @ because of this one is already developed. Just simply @ and the function name and just create some function name here. Anything. Just return and just give some value. And it will return that. It is just multiplication. And suppose if you addition, just give like this. Anything it could be. It's how you can use this @ that is called decorators. See here, @ decorator, and this is my M3 is this one. See this one, M3 is the same one. So instead of calling like this, we're simply placing @ decorator. When we are using symbol, then we no need to call decorator explicitly and they pass the function name. See, now we are not passing that. See, here we are just calling the decorator function as well as we are passing the parameter, but we are not doing anything. Simply decorator name and result equals to my function name. Vision like it's clear. Okay. No, we can't. It will throw errors. We can, I think so, but till now, to be frank, I never used. Because always in Django, we use with only functions. We don't use classes. Because to create API request, we always use functions only. For example, let me show you something. Sorry. This APIs, routers, yeah. See, all the decorators I'm just using only for functions. Decorators always works with only functions. This one thing you just remember. So what this router means, yeah, these are the complete decorators you will learn in the Django. Don't get confused. I just want to show you some example. That's it. Sorry. We can. So now we have just completed the complete Python everything, and tomorrow we'll discuss about the regular expression, guys. This is the last topic. But before that, I would like to show you some real-time examples. Till now, what we have learned. So that regular expression after this one only it will come. So that's why. Let me show you some examples. So I told like I need to work with. Okay, not here, not here. Yeah, before that, one more thing, guys. If you are working with any project in Python, first of all, just create a virtual environment. So what it means, you guys seen that Robo movie, right? Rajnikant Robo movie. Like how he talks with the robot, like virtually. Like he sits somewhere and the robot will be somewhere, right? But the image will be represented. That is called virtual, right? The same way for Python also will create virtual environment. Everything will work with in the Python only. But if you come out of the virtual environment, there is no how we can say some relation between the virtual environment or just normal Python. So for that, to create any virtual environment, suppose this is the actual thing I need to tell in the first itself, but okay. So we have to create a virtual environment in Python. That is the actual thing if you're starting any project in Python. So first, let me go to your desktop and your Python scripts only. Okay, in your class only. See, from here, I'm just going to create one virtual environment. Okay, here only, right? Oops, okay, cd dot. Just remember all these comments, guys. It might help you. Instead of closing this command prompt and just come again, just use cd dot. It will go by previous ones. Now to create a virtual environment, just select one folder. Now I just selected this folder. In this folder, I'm just going to create one virtual environment, what it is. So now to create virtual environment in Python, we have to use a Python 3 or else just Python. So which version you have installed, just give Python and -m. This is module, guys. -m means module. And module name, what is the module name here? Virtual environment. VENV, that is virtual environment. Now you can give any name here. So for your, suppose practice, I'll just give my folder name as practice. Now it will take some time and it will create. Before that, Just check. Do you have any folder like that? Practice. No, right? I'm not going to create anything here. I'm just simply click on enter. It will take some time and see left side. See, it has created automatically. Now it will take some time, and when it is done, it will come out of that. It will take almost 20 to 30 seconds time. Just wait. Yeah, now it is done. So now this folder, just go here and just check. You can see script. This is the Python virtual environment. So normally we have one Python virtual environment is there, right? Where it is in C folder. Just go that. Why it is taking so much of time here today? Program data. Sorry, not data. Users. Programs. Do I see? Yeah. Python. Here see Python. Here you can see Python virtualization. This is the actual Python execution file. Using this one only, our Python complete files is executing. Now, taking this one, we are just creating one more config, that is virtual environment. This one. See, Py virtual environment configuration. This is the one. It is just creating that one more one, but it is just like virtually. Now we just go in scripts. Everything it will be created by Python only. That packages. Okay, in this one we don't have any packages include. Okay, nothing. Now to activate this virtual environment, we have to use some commands, guys. Here we are in which folder? New class, right? Okay, now just go to cd practice. Click again cd scripts. So that activation file will be always placed in the scripts folder. So scripts here, see the scripts. Here you can see activate. This one to activate and activate bat. So for everything, it will be created two files. Case one is Windows file and another is Linux file. So we are going to use this activate bat. Activate or activate bat. Let's me. Okay, activate, guys. Only for you can use this one. Just to type activate. That's enough. It will be created. See earlier, see this path and see this one. Now we are entered into virtual mission. VIP list. It will verify everything. What are the built-in packages we have? So we have only two things in this virtual environment. Now suppose just go here and just take one more command prompt. Just type pip list. Now it will get the list completely related to Python, which is already inside this complete mission. Now see this difference, this one and this command prompt. This should be, see, this one is completely Windows related and this one is related to virtual mission. Clear, right? I'll just close the previous ones. Now, if we want to install from now onwards, just create virtual vision from here itself, just run any Python file. The same way how you're defining like Python and just don't save anything here. The scripts are like that. Just go back two folders. Here itself, we can just as well. Now class, right? So what is the Python file? We just decorator. It is not there. Okay. Oops. Not oops, guys. CD oops. That is the folder, right? Okay. Now py decorator. You're getting 50, right? See, even our virtual environment it is working because of using python.exe file. But by virtual mission means like if you install any packages, it will be stored only in this virtual mission only. Now I need to work with Excel, right? So we have multiple packages, guys. To see that, we have yesterday shown some website, right? PyPI. Yeah. It is Python package index website. So to need to work with, we have open PyXL is there. This one, open PyXL. See, a Python library, that is a package or library. I told you guys in the module chapter, library have multiple packages. Packages have multiple modules. Module is just like Python file. Here, a Python library to read or write Excels. See now, how to install any package using this one. Just go to this website. Here itself, they will give a command. For every package, they will give some command here. So just copy that. Now just paste it. Just click on right click. It will copy paste that. Now just click on run. See, it is collecting, downloading first because you need internet until it won't have any work. Now installing collector package. Yeah, now the warning is just only for PIP version. That's fine. Now see this last line, successfully installed your OpenEXL. Apart from this one, see, apart from OpenPyXL, it is downloading some other dependencies. These are called dependencies, which are related to this one. Now just pip list. See earlier, so how we have only two, right? When I use pip list. So after installing OpenPyXL, how many packages we have? Because of this one, OpenPyXL and dependency, it is installed. Now we can use this OpenPyXL to work with Excel files. Suppose if I want to create one Excel file, which is not already existing ones, and if I want to create Excel and I want to add some data to that, we can use this OpenPyXL. Now let's see how I can do that. So I'm just taking one file. So here, just take where until it won't save. That's why I'm just simply taking Nicholas. Here I'll just take one more folder, guys. That is real-time examples. See here, what is that? Read Excel. So .py. I'm just saving as read Excel, a file name. From here, and now just remove. Now before that, if you want to work with the libraries, first we have to import that. So from instead of, okay, let me import. What is the library name? Open PyXL. So here now we need to call one class name that is workbook. So we have to call the class name that is workbook. Once if you created the class, we have to create object, right? So what is the object? I'm just going to create like object one equals to what is the class name? So instead of directly, we're not importing the class name, right? We're just directly importing the package. That one open PyXL, sorry. Open PyXL dot workbook will be there. Now we are creating object to this class. Now using this object, we can create this Excel. Now, whenever, so the constructor will be there in this class, workbook class. So what it will return, it will start to create the Excel object backend. We can't see that one. So in backend, it will create the Excel object. So we are just creating that one. Now, whenever you created this object, Excel object is created. Now I need to create sheets, right, in Excel. Every Excel, we have some sheets will be there. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 will be there, right? So now we have created this Excel object only. Now I need to create this sheet object. How I can do that? See, using this object. Now Excel sheet. This is the object name I'm just giving. We can give any name. So simply to understand. So object one dot. So what is that? Active. This is the variable name, guys. Now in this Excel sheet, using this Excel sheet object, we can add data into this Excels. How we can add? Now I just created the object for this sheet. Now I need to add this data. Now guys, remember in the list dot append of what it is doing? It is adding the values at the end, right? The same way we use this append method in this Excel sheet object. For that, we need to take the sheet name, which suppose you might have sheet one here. So here we have one object that is active. Okay, it is already active, right? Okay, fine. That's fine. It's not required again. It is object that active sheet will be stored in this sheet object. Now, using this Excel sheet dot append. Now here you need to pass some values. What are the values? Now I need to pass values like this. Student name, department, roll number. So I'm just taking only 3 columns. That is student name, department, roll number. This will be header. Now Excel sheet dot append again. So now I need to append the values. So one more thing, guys. When you're working with the Excel, just pass the values in the form of list only. Here, always pass the values in the form of list. Now SLP, department CSC, and what is the roll number? 420. Let's go 420. Now, oh sorry, don't worry because it is LP, right? Okay, give some name, yeah, just comedy name. HP, something like that. Okay, I'm not sure. Now, once you added the data to your Excel sheet, now we need to save this one. Suppose just normally what you'll do in this open your Excel, and if you just fill something like this, what you'll do, you just save, right? The same way we need to use this object. So here we can't save this sheet, right? We can save only the Excel. So we have to save this one, object one dot, this object one dot save. So here save. So now this is a new file, right? We need to give some name. So here just in quotations, always in names, we have to give only in quotations. Okay. Now let me tell you some name, my Excel dot. Here extensions are very important. When you're trying to save any Excel or options or somewhere else, it should be. See here. Here you can see Excel workbook is always dot XLX only, right? So here you have to save the file name like that. Dot XLSX. Now, guys, remember in the finally, try except finally. This one we can close this one here. Yeah, this close. These activities we can add in this finally block. So now just put everything inside the try block, and except block just give like something is error, something like some print statement, and this close give in the finally. Now we simply created one Python file, right? Now we'll just run the script and we'll just try to see whether it will created the Excel file or not. So where it is real-time examples, right? Okay. Here it is there. Okay. Now just come back to CD real-time. Sorry. Click on tab. It will come fill the full name. Now Py read Excel. See on left side, guys. It has created, right, automatically. Now just open that. This was something else. Okay, see now. It has created student name, department, roll number. See, this is how you can work with the real-time examples. If you want to create any Excels, we can use this OpenPy Excels. This is the module. Now this is just only complete like create one. Suppose if I want to work with the existing ones that is already created with someone else. No, I need to read the data only. So how I can do that? So using same module but different this one classes we can use. That is load workbook is there. Using that function or like class name, we'll use that. Let's see. So for now, I'll just comment only this one, the complete one. Now I need to load some Excel. So we'll just load only this one, guys. It is already created, right? One more thing, guys. If we are working with any Excels, now I'm going to work with this one, right? Because I need to read the data, but close this one. Otherwise it will throw error. First close that. Now just write the code and just try to run the script. This one I don't want. I'll just close this one. I don't want anything. Just simply once. If you don't know code anything, just go here. Here itself they will give. This just take to create. And to work with the load means we have a function called load workbook. One more thing, guys, if you know the complete Python script, that is more than enough. There later, if you want to work with some real-time examples, you can just directly Google it. There is nothing wrong in that. Now I need to load import this one. See, using this package, I need to work with this load pack. See, so instead of import, I'll just from open by Excel import load workbook. So now using this one. So before that, when you're working with the existing ones, we have to specify the file name, right? We have to give the file name. So where it is there. So for that file name, I'm taking one variable equals to, what is my file name? This one is already created, right? I'm just taking only take name. This one. Now in next line, we need to load because we need to load this one into load function, right? So for that, first we have to create some object. Object that could be a result equals to load workbook of. Here inside load workbook, you need to pass the file name. So what is the file name here? This one. So instead of this one, I'm just creating one variable, right? I'll just take this variable name, just load workbook. The function name itself, it is telling load workbook name. That means deploy. Now once we created the object, then we have to create, like we need to get the active sheet. One more thing, guys, here. When you're working with the active sheet here, this object, suppose in this Excel, just see, in this Excel, I'm just going to create manually one more sheet. Sheet one, it is there. Now I'm just saved it. Simply save and just close. Now see. I need to take the active ones, right? Because the I'm thinking, okay, that sheet, sorry, that in Excel, that sheet, how I can say, yeah, again, sheets. Okay, that particular document, we have to select this sheet, right? That is the active ones we thought. So now if I just take, it is the object dot, so active off. So which one will be active? I'm not sure which one will be. So instead of directly getting the data, I'm just simply print result, sorry, result, oh, sorry. You have to get the object, I guess. One sec, guys. I think we need to create one more object. Yeah. Here, we need to create until here, we just creating it the same way active for this one, right? Here for active also, we need to create that is sheet equals to. Now this particular sheet will be stored in this object. So which sheet is active? That complete sheet data will be present inside of this object. Now, first of all, before directly getting data, I need to get the title or name of the sheet. What is the name of the sheet? So for that, here just use sheet dot title. Guys, remember you heard this title somewhere else in the string. Sheet, because I created the sheet and I saved and I just closed. Why? Because this one is the active one. While closing, this was the active one, right? That's why it is giving sheet one. Now I just open. In the reason the time there. So now if I just select this one, why? Because this one should be active because I'm just taking this active off this one. Now just save it and close. Now run the script again. See, what is the sheet name now? It is active. Now, this is the sheet name. Okay, now read the data from this sheet. Okay, okay, let it be. I'll just comment this. I think maybe it's good for you practice. Okay. Now from this sheet, I need to get the data, how I can get. So I told, so we have multiple values. We can use for loop. Now this, while giving the data, how we giving the complete list, right? It is like sequence. Again, from this sheet, it is just like, okay, just print sheet off. See, worksheet, that is called sheet name. This is the title of that. Now we have in this object only sheet, but how I can get the data means from here, sheet dot items. items methods are there. Or it's like iter rows also that method is there. Let's see. Okay, worksheet object has no attribute items. Okay, fine. Iter rows should be there, guys. It will take some fraction of times, like seconds. See, it is printing generator object. Now you know, guys, how to get the data from generator object using loop concept. Now for I in, just pause this complete one. Why? Because printing this one only we are getting generator object. So just copy that. You don't like, if you can't write the complete script, just do line by line. Then only you will understand easily. Now print I. Now just clear this. See, in this cell sheet.a1, sheet.b1, sheet.c1, we have this one, iter rows, but where is the values? So we can use this dot values. Let's see whether this is the perfect method or not. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, tuple object is no attribute. Okay, this one. Okay, tuple we have, right? Instead of iter rows, let's see what is the other method we have. By Excel sheet of values. Get values of rows in a particular column in Excel. Okay. Oh, we have sheet a row of, okay, we can use index. Okay, that values. Okay, not values, value. Okay, fine. I dot values. Okay, instead of that, let me try to get something else, guys. Okay, instead of rows, it is given the complete rows. Sheet of, we'll just call the same sheet I of. Okay, we're getting again cells. Okay, now I dot value. Okay, for tuple also doesn't have anything. Okay, let me try to give something else. Why 0 they've given over there? Okay, student name HP. Okay, we're getting first value of index is dot value. Okay, let me try to give I of 1. Okay, department CSC. Okay, we're getting like this. Okay, then how to get the multiple values? Okay, now if I just, guys, remember enumerate function. Enumerate function, guys, remember it will give index value as well as the sequence object. So here I'll just take I comma j. Now instead of here I'll just take j value. So which one will start here? Yeah, I value will be index value or like j value. Okay, let's see. If it throws, then I will just replace that. Okay, it is not executable. Okay, then change that. J of I. Okay, we're getting student name IE. Okay, only one value. Then why it is not taking multiple values, guys? Okay, just try this one. Why it's not giving multiple values? Just try this enumerate function, or else just take length or range function also. So when you're just doing items of, we are getting only the column names, that is A1, B1, C1, like that. Values only. Okay, let's try this one. Everything is a practice, guys, for you. It will be doing anything. or I in sheet dot iter rows of. So here values, what is the values only? So this one variable, I'm just passing boolean value to that. Int I. Then if it throws any error, let's see. Yeah, okay, now you can see. When I use this variable inside this iter rows of, instead of just printing only iter of, now if I just values only equal to true, that means here, where is that function? Excel, yeah. See this one. Here, suppose any other, like suppose D, let me take something else. What is the result? Now result, what is the result? 35 pass marks. And now it equals to 30 into this one total. See, suppose here we have 5 columns. Now, if I just given only values equal to true, so this one will give only the numbers, that not numbers. It will give only the values which are not calculated ones. See, what is the exact one? We thought like there will be some 14,000 something else, right? But what is the exact value we're getting? It is formula we are getting. So this is how you can use the variable name of here. Values equal to true, then we'll get the value. So this is how we can print the values, guys, from the Excel, how we can read the data. Okay. So just to practice this one and the decorators also. First of all, mainly for decorators, just practice that today and tomorrow as well. And this Saturday, I'm just going to give the assignment for you. The time is also getting up. Okay, fine. By tomorrow, we're going to finish both, guys. Working with notepads plus regular expression. We'll just finish up both. For today, are there any doubts? Is it perfect? Okay, then we'll catch up tomorrow and we'll close the call for today. Thank you. Bye.